Okay, so let's get into it. Boys, season 4. How are we feeling?
I am feeling I'm feeling ready. As the kids would say, LFG, let's effing go.
Let's
I am feeling ready.
I am feeling okay. This is going to
Okay?
be this is yeah, I'm feeling okay. So this is going to be a controversial opinion. I rewatched the second half of season 3 yesterday and it was a slog. I'm not going to lie because it was seasons 1 and 2, like they were a good mix of like dark and fun. season three season three kind of lost it for me. um and I caught myself like just losing interest and scrolling because it's just so sad, dude. Like there's a whole episode where like Billy is like reliving his brother like getting beaten down until he kills himself. um there's like it's just like it's so depressing.
On that,
We see Black Noir like dying, and his like cartoon friends are coming out to like console him as he like slowly like bleeds to death because he's killed by his like friend that he considers like a brother. And I'm just like, what are okay, I get it. Even okay, and this was like a small thing, but like Starlight's friend who just like dies, and then this the show ends, and then we
wait,
like
that,
have
that guy
to
that
wait.
guy was a jobber. That guy was a jobber. I hate to interrupt, but I just want to
When
point out that that dude was a jobber from the jump. Of course he died. He was always going to die. He that was his whole existence, was just to die. I was not bothered by Jobber the superhero uh jobbing out like at all. Like that dude was a mark from the jump. But continue.
First of all, please feel free to interrupt me anytime. um I agree it was a jobber, but I don't know. I think the pacing and the way they released the episodes last season really kind of messed me up a little bit because first of all, the lighting last season was just dark and faded, like just devoid of color. And um second of all, just the pacing. I think the first 3 episodes were kind of fun, and they released the first 3 episodes at once, and then every episode after that was just a single episode, wait till next week, single episode, wait till next week. So for them to leave with like end the episode with that, and then I have to wait a week, it was sad. I don't know, it was just
Oh,
a sad time.
you know what? You sound spoiled right now. Okay, it wasn't too long ago that we had to watch fucking TV episode to episode. I don't know if I can cuss or not, but week to week, like, and that kind of adds to the experience. And if you watch a lot of shows on Disney Plus, like The Mandalorian, all the Star Wars shows they had, and even the Marvel ones, they would give you the first two, sometimes the first three episodes, and then it was week to week. So for a lot of people like myself, I was already uh, used to this format, this way of doing it. But also, I waited till the whole season came out and then just binge the boys. So I didn't have to deal with the week to week part on that. Like it was, I think I watched the boys season three maybe a month or two after it had already ended, and
Hmm.
then I just binged the whole thing. But them dropping two or three episodes at once didn't bother me as much. But I also felt like like those first three episodes, it felt to me like they were trying too hard to do the boys. Like
Mm.
all the
Hmm.
things that those shocking big moments. The shit that caught you off guard. The reasons that we fell in love with the boys, it kind of felt forced at the beginning of
Hmm.
season three.
Okay.
It didn't feel like natural. Like the first time you seen some crazy shit was probably when Translucent, when they killed him,
Yeah.
right? But then even then you didn't see it because he was invisible.
Right.
It
Yeah.
took it we they worked this into it. To use an old analogy, if it was a relationship, season 3 felt like they just got straight to it, whereas seasons 1 and 2, at least we got a little foreplay first.
That's true.
And so
Yeah.
they gave us that heavy at the beginning, kind of like, yeah, we're still the boys, and then they took a tonal shift in it, right? I mean, the story with Milkman and his daughter and that whole
Yeah.
situation with, like they took us into that, which was very, I don't want to say it was different because I feel like The Boys is the type of show that has the range where it can go to all those places and still feel like The Boys. I feel like season 3 was a transitional season. Kind of like there's some episodes when you're watching House of Dragons or Game of Thrones or some of those other big shows, you watch a season and there's like 1 or 2 episodes in the season that not a lot happens, but they did a lot of world building to set up what's about to happen.
Okay.
And that's what I felt season 3 of The Boys was. Like they had, and then followed by Gen V. Like they had to do to get to the point that they want to get to in the story, we had to take this journey. And it may not have been the most invigorating journey, but we had to get through this part so we can get to the next part. That's what I'm
Okay.
hoping, at least. That's what I'm hoping that, they don't let us down. Season 4, yes, they're going to give us the full idea that they really want to bring to us.
Okay. Okay. A few things.
Okay.
First of all, the idea that they didn't give us any foreplay, they just went straight to it and then just got really dark is kind of hilarious.
We've
And
all had sex with the emo guy. Wait, hold on. Pause. Pause. Pause.
where it gets like really dark where we're just like we're just questioning all our life's decisions. That's hilarious. Okay, now I'm seeing the season in a different light. I have a new appreciation for it. Um did we need that much darkness to get back to it? I'm still kind of questioning you there, but
Dude, I feel like season 4 is gonna get dark. I mean, just in the trailer where you see the dude's arm getting sawed, it was like that's hella dark for The Boys. Like it's
I
the vibe.
know.
It's like that's kind of dark. And I'm not on a real note. Like when I watched the trailer, the one thing that stuck out to me the most
Mm-hmm.
was the deep looking at the octopus, and fuck, that was dark. Like, I mean, just that simple. It's a quick shot of the deep sitting down, looking at an octopus in a tank. And when you think about what he had to do in season 3, I feel
He
like that.
had to do what he wanted to do.
Okay,
Oh,
well, what he
season
in season
2.
in season
Wait,
3 when he had to eat his friend.
was that season 3? Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he did a lot of things with octopi in season
Yes.
3.
In season 3,
Yeah.
he was the same one he was hooking up with is the one he had to eat.
Okay. Yeah. My bad. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you see him and the octopus, and it's like, dude, that's heavy, dude. Like he just had to eat his fucking his fuck buddy,
Yeah.
and then so it's like just subtle things like that. But I think that that this show is gonna be taking us to a darker place, and we had to transition from, hey, we're doing this stuff and blah 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 to, hey, you guys took some drugs and you gonna die. You took it 3 to 5 times. Like that's where you die. You're in the dead zone. So it's going to be dark. But we had to. You can't just go straight to uh, Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3 wearing all black. You had to go. They had to give us a little bit of the light. But I think we're going to a dark place, and they had to transition us to there.
But okay, I will say I'm fine with that. I'm cool with the deep eating his F buddy dark. Like I'm cool with that. I don't need any more of like Butcher hallucinating his like brother who killed himself. I don't need that. Okay, it's too much. Oh, am I supposed to say unalived? Oh, well, we're not going to make any money off this anyway. But yeah. Yeah, it's too much. All right, Butcher, we know you've had a sordid past. We know it's depressing. We know why you are the way you are. Okay, you're not going to change. Let's get to it.
Yeah, I can do without the Butcher uh drakery, if we will.
Yeah.
He was all in his feels a little bit too much. And like, if anything, he was the part of season 3 that brought it down to me.
So going back to your point about the transition, this better be transitioning to something, right? Like, why was there so much of a focus on him and his like conscience last season? I didn't get it, because at the end of the season we didn't really see any like significant change in him. So I am a little bit curious about, maybe to your point, there maybe it's a slow burn. Maybe the transition will happen this season.
I don't think he makes it out of this season. I don't
That's what
think Butcher. I don't think he makes it out. I think he. I think him. I think he dies. I think they save Huey.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Season 5. So the season after the one that premieres tomorrow, that's the last season. So
Is that
I'm
is that confirmed?
that's confirmed. I think it was confirmed this week. So I'm assuming, I don't know how they're going to condense the time frame, but I'm assuming that season 5 will be Butcher's last season, because why would they kill him, one season before? I mean,
Can I
yeah.
fantasy book?
Mm-hmm.
So he dies in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
In season 5 is the Soup Civil War.
But why would they kill him before the Soup Civil War? I mean, I'm not denying. I agree with you. A Soup Civil War is around the corner.
Because he's almost a martyr, and he was always supposed to be, I suppose. Because he towed that line between both sides. Not as much as Huey, but I mean, I feel like he doesn't have to be there. Okay, nobody, dare I say, and don't judge me, okay? This is just an analogy. Don't judge me, all right? I'm prefacing this now. I know what I'm about to say, what it's about to sound like.
Mm-hmm.
But dare I say, he is that Billy Butcher is the Martin Luther King of the Soup Revolution. He has to die before there's change. Like, there's going to be change the way that he wanted it to be. Or I guess maybe not the Martin Luther King, maybe the Malcolm X, because he was not nonviolent. Maybe the Malcolm X. But he dies, and his death becomes one of those things that help bring about whatever change there is to come. He was never meant to see it. He was only meant to start
it. Yeah, I mean,
that felt gross. That felt gross for me. That felt real. I was regretting it as it was coming out. That felt gross, but there it is. There it is.
I definitely agree with the last part. Like, he was there to start it, because he does start shit. Like, the entire season 3 was him releasing Soldier Boy and then locking him back up. That was his entire story arc last season, with a few depressing like interludes. But that was it's just him fucking up and then kind of making up for it. Meanwhile, maybe a couple hundred people die in the process. He's such a piece of shit.
And some publicly by the hands of Homelander.
Yeah. I mean, he would have to have a big redemption arc even to get to Malcolm X, because he's such a piece of shit.
He's a very big piece of shit. And to your point, because you brought up something that I guess, like, I like your perspective, because you said it in a way that I hadn't thought about it, is that his story arc, he just kind of went around in a circle, and that hasn't been him. For the first 2 seasons, he's been going forward, and so it was very odd. That might be why I felt he was the biggest downer of season 3, because he wasn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else seemed to be moving their stories along, but it didn't feel like, it didn't feel like he was progressing. It felt like he just was stagnant, his character.
Yeah.
And if anything, because of how unfamiliar, or like, that doesn't seem right for Billy Butcher.
Right.
So perhaps that season 3 was a holding pattern for him to gear up. I can't see his character going forward being so 2-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to snap, and maybe he's depressed. He's been through some shit in season 2, and then he pushed his son, stepson,
This
his
is
his
his
bastard.
relation question.
That yeah, like he pushed the kid away, right?
Yeah.
And I just can't see if like this show can't have a season 4 and season 5 of him still being in that shit. At some point, he's got to get back to being Billy, and when he gets back to being the butcher, like I feel like the tone of the show will shift too. But it felt like, especially the second half of season 3, he wasn't really doing any. Like he was doing shit, but it was nothing. Like you said, he just went around in a circle.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like he was a man of action. It felt like he was just trying to fucking figure shit out.
Yeah.
And that's never been the case with him. He's always been ahead of the curve since the time we first met him when he helps
Mhm.
Huey out. Like from that moment, he's always kind of had a plan. And in season 3, it didn't feel like he had a plan.
All
I mean,
he did was,
but it was shit.
yeah, all he did in season 3 was ensure his own death. But I mean, that will like almost guarantee that it's going to move the plot along this season because he's got a lot to do before he dies.
Sense of urgency. There was no sense of urgency in season 3.
Right. Season 4, we know that there's going to be the Gen V tie-in. Where
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
So, like, okay, you watch Gen V as well. How do you think that they are going to bring that into season 4? Because I didn't see, any of the last 3 that were alive at the end of season 3 in the trailer. I might have missed them, but I didn't see them. I can't remember the names right now, but it was Drake and Dread Girl with the blood, and then and then they them.
Wait, they them.
Because it was a boy and a girl.
So first of all, R.I.P. Drake, R.I.P. Chance Perdomo. That's really fucking sad. Yeah, I guess we're cussing now. Be careful on those motorcycles, because
right. That was the dude that was he passed away a couple months ago.
Yeah. Okay, so what we know is that the 3 of them are locked up in that like little white cage, right?
Yes.
So we see in the previews, we see Sam, who is Patrick Schwarzenegger's little brother, and then we see Kate, who's the blonde girl.
Okay, Kate's the one that when she touches you, she can make you do whatever.
Right.
And Sam is the brother of the dude that blew up.
Yeah.
Firestarter. What was his name?
I don't know, Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Yeah. Golden Boy. Wasn't he Golden? Whatever
Boy,
his name. Yeah, Golden Boy. Yeah. And he was in the woods, which was the facility they had underneath the college.
Yeah. So yeah, we see them. So I mean, obviously, I guess they're teaming up with Soldier Boy. Like I'm assuming unwillingly. And I'm assuming the other 3 are going to be locked in the room until next season.
Hold on, wait a second. You're saying that Kate and Sam are teaming up with Soldier Boy?
No. Soldier Boy is locked in Homelander. I mean, I don't think willingly, because I don't think they're willing participants to any of it, but Homelander kind of picked them up, collected them, and took them away at the end of last season.
And
so
then,
I'm assuming
decried the other 3 as the villains, even though it was the opposite.
Right, exactly. So I assume he's going to be using them for his purposes, while the other 3, for whatever reason, are locked away.
Do you think they make the 7? Like he tries to push for Kate and Sam to be on the 7?
I don't know. I feel like the 7 sort of dissolved at this point. Like I feel like the 7 is a non-entity. I mean, towards by the last episodes of season 3, the 7 was what? It was Queen Maeve disappeared. Starlight had rebelled. Black Noir. Homelander killed Black Noir. So then it was just him, the Deep, and A-Train.
You don't think he tries to rebuild his own 7? Because I mean, he's kind of I think programmed.
I think it's too far gone at this point. I mean, Vought Tower blew up. Like, I think it's just descending into chaos to the point where it's, um, oh, let me completely back up though. Um, they add 2 more characters. Oh, and I was going to talk about this. Hang on. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Um,
Because I don't think it's too. I don't think it's beyond Homelander to want to create another team in his own image, like a team that he has total autonomy over.
no, you're correct. Hang on. Let me share my screen. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was wrong. They are rebuilding the 7. These are the 2 new characters. I forget their names. Let me look it up. Let me see.
I mean, the costumes are fire.
So this one, on the left is Firecracker.
Firecracker. So she's got the red and blue for the people that can't see. She's got a red and blue uniform on. She's a red hair girl, blue eyes. Kind of has like a Captain America meets Wonder Woman type vibe to her outfit.
Okay, and then this picture doesn't show it, but she's got like a whole belt of like bullets that she wears around her. So she's like, she's one of those.
Okay.
And then this one is Sister Sage. I believe that they're both I think they're both original characters.
Sister Sage looks like she came straight out of Wakanda.
Yeah, she sure does. Okay, so Sister Sage, apparently her backstory is that she's like just incredibly smart. But because she's like a woman and possibly because she's a black woman, like nobody listens to her. So said she just like grows to like hate society. Which
But
is
that's really her story is that no, she thinks nobody listens to her because she's a woman.
that's what I heard. Yeah, I believe
Well,
that's.
duh, that's called being a woman. Of course, nobody listens to her.
But she's like all powerful, so it actually has consequences, unlike in like real life. Which it's kind of funny if that's her backstory. If that's all there is to it, it's kind of hilarious.
It is very hilarious. Like, yeah, what are you talking about?
Now,
Okay, but of course he would want Homelander would want petty people that can be manipulated to doing bad things. I wouldn't be oh yeah, if A Train hadn't killed that dude the racist guy and they hadn't put his heart in A Train's body, I think that guy would have been a prime candidate to work with Homelander.
oh yeah, 100%. Probably not good enough to be in the 7, but definitely a loyal minion for sure.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so this other girl, Firecracker, I think equally hilarious because if you look at her and you look at Miss Queen Maeve. Okay,
That's
I'm sorry.
First thing I thought.
They're the same fucking. This is the same person.
That is the first thing I thought when I saw the picture. I was like, "Is that Maeve? No, that's not Maeve."
It's yeah, but like it kind. Here's what I think happens with her. I think that because apparently she's in love with Starlight as well, or she has like some weird like attraction to Starlight. So I think that they find another redheaded lesbian, and Vought just replaces Queen Maeve with her and like hopes that no one notices. But I think it backfires spectacularly because this girl is obviously a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, I need to know where she was at on January 6th.
Yeah, she's one of, like I said, she's one of those. At one point, I guess she calls hunting season on Starlight's supporters. So yeah, she's got a lot going on. It's Vought's scheme that's gonna completely backfire, and we're just gonna enjoy watching them burn.
Did Kimiko get her powers back?
She did, yeah. She got her powers back end of last season.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. I just couldn't remember. The fact that Frenchie and M are still around with all of like those two dudes are the least equipped to be in this. And like they know their tactics and all. They know their specialties, but they ain't got no powers.
Um,
And and
yeah.
they just how they are even here still uh is besides Kimiko being there to, and I'm probably butchering her name every time I say it. But like besides her being there to have their back, like, and even with me saying that, I think they still survive season 4. But it's just a marvel to me that they are even still here.
Frenchie and Kimiko,
Yes, no, Frenchie and the black dude, Milkman,
Mother's Milk.
that
Um,
nigga too. Yes, Mother's Milk.
well, so I will say in defense of Frenchie, he always pulls through. He's always high off his ass, and he always comes up with the solution in the end. So, for instance, first season, he was the one who figured out how to kill the Invisible Man,
Yep.
Translucent.
Uh-huh.
And then last season, he was the one who figured out how to knock out Soldier Boy. He went off and used apparently 2 Bugattis worth of Starlight's money to buy some illegal Russian nerve agent to knock out Soldier Boy. So he always kind of pulls through. I don't need to see more of his backstory, like whatever weird stuff he was into before with little Nina. I just feel like that whole backstory, it's not connecting. It's I If this was a longer series, okay, but like with the few episodes that they have each season, we don't need to hear any more of Frenchie's backstory, unless it's directly tied to the soups. Um, in Mother's Milk, I think Mother's Milk is just the heart and soul of the show. Like we just need a little warmth and a little love, and I feel like that's really, and a little sense, and I feel like that's what he's there for.
He is. He is. I mean, like I didn't like what you just said about Frenchie's backstory. I don't even know more of Mother's Milk's backstory either. Um, and I
Mother,
understand the wife and kids always been there throughout, but like we had season 3 for you guys to squash all this stuff, finish up all your side quests, all these side activities you needed to do. You did that. Now let's just go forward. We don't need, unless their lives are in imminent danger, we don't need to go back.
I agree with you. I agree. Mother's Milk, I mean, his story was just sad. It was, I think
Mm-hmm.
Soldier Boy kills his family, and so he's mad at Soldier Boy. And that was pretty much all of last season for him. That was his emotional story arc. Yeah, I'm done. It's good. We got to know them. It That's all we needed to know.
Now let's go fuck some S up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few other people I want to talk about. Um, Sorry, let me pull up the screen. Um, Miss Victoria Newman.
The one running for office, the politician.
Yes, I
Right.
love her. She's got to be one of my favorite villains of all time. That is one sly bitch. She is so much fun.
The
Um,
conversation she had with, and now it's gonna make me mad that I can't remember the girl's name in Gen
yeah,
V.
Starlight.
No, the black chick with the blood thing.
Oh,
Marie
Marie Moreau.
Moreau.
Yeah.
When that conversation they had, when you know that she's the head popper,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you realize that they have the same ability, and she's telling her, "You don't know how powerful you are."
Mm-hmm.
It, man, man, that was like, oh man, this is the yin and yang of this power. There's not. This is probably one of the more rare soup types that there are,
Yeah.
and the only one that we know of, nobody knows is a damn soup.
Yeah.
I mean, yo, like that, like, oh yeah, like you said, great villain work, great. I mean, because she seems so like Marie, I got you, like like I'm
Yeah.
your person. She
Yeah.
seems so genuine. And
And
then
she
she's exploding a head in the parking garage 5 minutes later.
yeah, yeah. She's evil, but you love to hate her. Um what I my favorite scene with her is where she is so subtly threatening Starlight last season. Starlight is saying, "I'm done with Vought. I'm out. If you want to kill me, go ahead, kill me."
Mm-hmm.
And Victoria does not kill her. She just kind of makes a little bit of a threat, walks out, and Starlight touches her nose and realizes she has a little bit of a nosebleed. Just a little bit of a threat, but so beautifully orchestrated. I love it so much.
Man, that is a superpower that I never even thought about. Like that would have never crossed my mind. Like the sadistic mind that made up a power where I can control the blood in people's body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ugh, that's beautiful stuff right there.
It really is. All right.
So
So,
what do you think? What do you think her part is in season 4? How does she fit into the story?
okay. So I will say in the comic books, she is a male. She's like Vic the Veep is what they call her in her character counterpart in the comic books. He is pretty much Endgame. Like he is pretty much like the final scenes of the comic. He's there. He's part of the action. Part of the like climax of the series. So I she's got to be Endgame. She's such a good character. Um, so one interesting thing that I will note. So you remember her daughter, how she gives her daughter Compound V.
Mhm.
Let me see that I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Um so we get a little bit more of a continuation of that, and here is going to be a spoiler. Bam, this is her now.
What
we
the
we
fuck?
see a clip of her in the trailer, and it took a minute of me roaming around Reddit to put it together, but yeah, this is Victoria's daughter now. Victoria fucked her up.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, so I don't know how if that's how if or how that's going to affect Victoria this season. Yeah, we'll have to see if that throws her off her game. If she goes through a crisis of conscience this season, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see it. I just wanted her to be a straight bitch from now till the end of season 5, but this may throw her off her game.
I think she doubles down. I think she doubles down. And so that makes me wonder about her. And this is what I'm going to be looking at going into season 4. With her powers, she could actually stop Homelander at any time she wants to. So
Uh,
why is she letting him continue? Like
okay, so
what is the payoff for her?
yeah, I do think that's a point of controversy because I don't think we know whether she can, if he's like too strong for her. I know there's been a lot of debate about that. Um, but I mean, I think it's just whatever's politically expedient for her. And at that by the end of season 3, she's teamed up with him. They're doing favors for each other. He's killing her political opponents. She gave him the address to where his son lived. So it's unholy alliance, and I guess we'll see if it persists this season.
What are your predictions on that?
Um, I think it's gonna unravel in season 5. I think it's gonna hold strong for this season.
One of them has to, let's say, let the other one down in season 4. One of them has to feel betrayed by the other by the end of this season. Is my prediction.
Yeah, so that it's just all out chaos in season 5.
Yeah, because that's season 5 to me. I'm envisioning you've got maybe 3 different groups battling.
Mm-hmm.
and season 5 should be the dopest thing we've ever seen. But
Yeah.
but they got to give us a hell of a season 4 in
Yeah.
order for to justify the expectations for season 5. I think one of them betrays the other. Either Homelander expects something of her that she doesn't give him, which because he's a fragile little bitch,
Mm-hmm.
will anger him. Either
Mm-hmm.
that or vice versa. He doesn't follow through with something he was supposed to do.
I would say
Which
more likely that.
more likely that he is unsuccessful in something.
Actually, it's hard to say. Usually, he's the one who ends up getting pissed off and killing whoever.
It's going to be interesting, but that's one of the stories I'm looking forward to going into this season. I think the most interesting thing is for me is like you say these dudes have, if you use tip V 3 to 5 times, you're dead soon. It's imminent. Well, we know that Huey and Butcher did it. It what they do with the story from here with those two is the thing that I'm going to be watching for. That's going to be my hook is, and if they can nail the landing on that, then they've got me sold for season 5. If they come soft on this, like, oh, we found a wonder drug and you're both saved, bullshit. Like, you got to come correct. You introduce this stipulation into the story, so it better pay off in some way, and it better be a driving force in the urgency that those, if they're just lackadaisical living their fucking lives, like, no, you've got like days to live. There needs to be urgency with those two, and if I see that, uh, that's what I'm looking for in the story the most. That's going to be my first hook. There's going to be other things that draw me in, but that's the thing that I'm looking forward to seeing the most right now.
I do think I mean I think Butcher's gonna die. I don't think they're gonna give him some sort of magical cure for that. Like he's gonna die in season 5, in either season 4 or season 5. Huey, I think Huey's off the hook because I think like last season Starlight saved him from using too much. I think is what they were trying to get across.
I thought that last time was like the third time. He wasn't supposed to, and he used it. I feel like he used it one too many times.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to see on that. That might be like open ended right now because I don't know. There didn't like there seemed to be a sense of impending doom with Butcher. There didn't seem to be that with Huey. There actually seemed to be a sense of optimism with him. So yeah, so I'll be interested to see.
If it's just Butcher, I don't care. The reason I cared is because it was Butcher and Huey that had both crossed the line. If it's just Butcher, well, of course you're self-destructive. Like, of course you did that. But if it's him and Huey, then you've got a little bit. Then they've got me drawn in because you have the not so innocent but innocent Huey, who got caught up in all this too. And so for me, if it's just Butcher, whatever. But if it's Huey and Butcher, then I'm all in. I want to see some urgency, and I want to see how this resolves itself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye out for that one. Okay. Ryan, do we care about Ryan? I don't care about Ryan. I'm sorry. I know he's like
the son?
Ryan is the son. Yeah, I know he's like the key to defeating Homelander. That's what everyone's saying. I still don't care. I don't.
No, I don't. I to be honest, no. I'm not. I can't get. It's not that I can't get in with that kid. I'm not. It's
yeah.
There's no charisma. There's nothing there with him. He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me, and him getting powers, whatever. Like, I just.
Yeah,
He's a pawn. He's there to
yeah,
be a story beat. I don't
yeah,
think he's a real player.
yeah. He's there to be passed around, passed back and forth between the two sides. All right. Well, moving on. Black Noir is back. Thoughts?
Uh, New Noir, who this?
um, yeah, I don't. I'm still not over the old Black Noir dying. Like that's some. Like that guy, he never got a chance. I feel so. I mean, he was a brutal murderer, so there's that. But I'm still heartbroken over it. I'm not ready for a new Black Noir.
I mean, he never said anything. Like, did you actually care about Black Noir?
I mean, once you see that he has a child's mind and that he talks to cartoon characters are his best friends, it's like, how do you not find him a little bit endearing?
There was that was a part of the exposition that they did in season 3 that I was like, yeah, it's whatever. You're filling out the story. You're giving this dude a little bit more character. But Black Noir was better to me when he was just Snake Eyes from freaking GI Joe. He was just a silent assassin that showed up like Jason in a horror movie, killing people.
Yeah, but they prefaced it early on. They prefaced it first episode of season 2. He is like blowing up like a terrorist operation, and you see the terrorist's son is like this little kid, and he like stops, pauses, looks at the kid, picks up his little bunny toy, and starts like playing with it for a second,
Mhm.
and then puts it down and walks away. So I feel like at least it was building up this
I
whole
missed
time.
that. Oh yeah, I didn't catch that association, but I mean, still, even in that, like, yeah, he's got a child's mind. Cool, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate, brother. But I liked it when you
you
just
gotta
walked.
go.
Yeah, like fucking Black Noir was cool because he was a Terminator.
Yeah.
He was just a machine. Like you question, is this dude human or what is he? Because he doesn't stop. Like he was a badass. And then as soon as you start giving me these layers of, oh, Soldier Boy fucked him up back in the day. Now he's got, the mind of it. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
satire. Now that you pointed out, it was satire to give him like that child's mind because in any other superhero, he would just be a badass till the end,
He
just
could
like
just be a
a
badass.
badass. Yeah,
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, it's like, you lost me with that. Like I don't need that part of it. Just give me the monster.
yeah,
I'm here. I'm here for the freak show. Like
yeah.
don't dumb it down. Don't water it down with the book. Like no, give me a machine.
No.
And that's what Black Noir was in the first 2 seasons. He was like, "Yo, we need something done," and that dude just went and got it done.
To be fair, Queen Maeve like poisons him with almonds. Uses his almond allergy against him in season 2. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, he was satire. He was a satirical badass.
Yeah, just
The
yeah.
badass
I
with the
didn't.
heart.
So I don't know what the story is with new Black Noir. Um, but if just give me if he just comes out and he's just fucking people up, then cool. I don't even care about the story. Like don't take time away from some shit that I do care about to show me try to make me sad and have feelings for this assassin. No, he's a murderer. Like don't try to make me feel bad for him because I like him just being what he is.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a performer. I don't know if it's like some soup that they mind controlled. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. In the comics, um, Black Noir is again Endgame, but I don't think they're going the same way with the show. So it'll be interesting to see how they spin it.
Okay, what if like because the public doesn't know that Black Noir is dead, right?
Right.
So what if they just put Sam in the suit?
That is a theory online.
Is
Um
it? I'm good.
Yeah, that is a theory online. The only reason I might push back on it is because we see a snippet of Sam in the trailer without the mask on and he's with Kate. But I mean, that could be early in the season and Black Noir could be late in the season. So yeah, it's possible.
Dude, I mean, just think like if you're in their world, you haven't seen Black Noir in a minute, and he shows up and he's kicking ass, and all of a sudden he's got some extra powers that you never seen him with before. You're like, oh shit, Black Noir just leveled up. Nobody would think, hey, there's a different dude under the mask.
Yeah, and Sam's got his full brain, so presumably he's a little bit smarter. Yeah, it would be interesting.
But Sam also talks. But
Yeah,
again,
that's true.
he sees Muppets and
Yeah, he
bullshit, just like
does.
you know. So maybe
Yeah,
his mind isn't too far from being able to where a simple whisper from Kate, and he doesn't speak anymore, and he's in a suit, rocking people's worlds.
yeah. Oh shit. So is Kate gonna turn against him again? Kate is. Oh my
No,
god.
but I think she's doing it for the betterment of the team. Like
Of
she
course.
I feel like Kate will end up being in some sense like a mouthpiece for Homelander as far as getting people to do the things that he needs them to do to get in line, right? Because she's scared enough of Homelander that she's going to do what he says, and she feels safe with being with him. That all the other bullshit she's dealt with in her life, it's all gone because they killed the professor chick. The fucking school is gone. Homelander is the face of the seven for them, right? So if you're with
That's
him
true.
and he's like, "Yo, I need somebody. I need your boy to get in the suit. We need to present face."
Yeah, I mean, she was pretty anti-establishment last season, but I mean, I think Homelander could definitely capitalize off of her anger.
And
There,
vulnerability. Like she's a
yeah,
she's a wreck, and she's missing an arm.
yeah,
So
yeah,
she's not the same Kate that left that school or that we saw going into the season finale
yeah.
of Gen V. Like she's a different beast now. That final battle, you know, on campus, that's the type of shit that'll change a person.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. God damn. If she turns against Sam, ooh, that's dark. If
But
she
I don't think it's turning if it's just like we're still on the same side, but you need to play this role.
but he's not, I mean, she would have to turn against him because like he doesn't want to be mind controlled.
Oh, she's dirty like that. She'll do that shit.
That I know, that's why I'm saying, ooh, that's dark. Ooh,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, she would go there.
She's a piece of shit like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, she caused that dude to crash on a motorcycle. She's a piece of shit like that.
No, R.I.P. R.I.P.
Too
That's
soon.
not
Too soon.
funny. We're gonna get canceled before we even make any money. Good
We'll
thing
be
we're not
alright.
showing our faces.
Uh, we'll be alright. We'll have
um,
cartoon figure. We'll have a little cartoon rabbit and a bird doing the show. They'll never see our faces.
um, okay. My last thought is unfinished storylines. I want to see what's going on. I want to know what's going on with Huey's mother. I feel like they just kind of left that out. I mean, they kind of threw that out there end of season 2, and they haven't pursued it at all. So I want to know where his mother is.
Huey's mother. I don't remember the story about Huey's mother.
She just disappeared.
Is she black?
No, it's Huey's mother. Does he look part black?
I'm just saying, if she's black, she alright. She just in the hood. I don't know.
No, but like the thing is, the way they set it up, it was end last episode of season 2. So one would presume that first episode of season 3 they would
They would
start picking
address
up
that.
on it, but they didn't. So but they
Huh.
can't just leave that go. They can't just let that go. The Boys is too high quality a show to let a storyline like that just disappear. This isn't Game of Thrones season 8.
Did Huey's dad die?
No, Huey's dad was in. We saw most of him in season 1. He was Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah.
Simon
I just
Pegg.
couldn't. Yeah, I don't remember if he died or not though, or
No,
if
he's
he's just
still
not in the
no,
picture.
no. He's just living his life.
Okay. Because he was quite disappointed with his son. Uh,
That I remember. Wait, did he die? No, he didn't. No one.
no,
Who would have killed him? Yeah, he's
uh,
still alive.
but yeah, like when Huey was like living at the house and all that, remember he was telling him to take the money and thought it was dumb that Huey didn't take the money. Uh, so I was just wondering if because he hadn't I don't remember him being any part of the story or like Huey calling or talking to him or anything. So it was like, man, he just started doing good for himself, got himself a nice corporate job with Vought, and then now his dad's not in the picture.
No, I think his dad's just happy for him. I mean, his dad was happy for him when he was working. Because he's start of this season, he's doing pretty well. He's working in Congress. He's working for
Mm-hmm.
Congressman Newman. So I think at that point, he's actually quite happy for his son. Where he's at now, by the end of the season, no idea.
Right. Storyline, unfinished stories. That's a good one with his mom because that I missed that. I think I've already touched on all the stuff that like I'm looking forward to as far as like stories that I want to see get finished up. But
Yeah.
uh, I mean, I don't know. Are they gonna? You know what I like? But the only thing that I would like to unfinished is like so they introduced in season 3 and in Gen V parents injecting their kids. So all these soups they were chosen to be soups by their parents. Their parents were the ones like I don't know if that's public knowledge or not, because if it was, then why would you? Why would the public fall in? Like idolize these soups the way they do, if they weren't really, like somebody just paid to have some rich person paid to have their kid turned into this. Uh, so
I
if I don't know if that information is not out there that Vought made a formula that can be used to create soups, and people were buying it and injecting their own children with it. Like I don't, there would be outrage if that was public, in my opinion. So I
it
want to see if that gets out there.
no, it does. It gets out in season 2.
Does it?
Yeah, it gets out in season 2, but the public is just so that's why you start to see more protests, and you see like a little bit more public involvement, and you're also starting to see clashes now between the protesters against Vought and against like all of the horrific shit they're doing, and the people who are pro,
Okay.
um
I might have just blinked on that's why that was happening. Um, because
it's
I
been
would
a
be
real
outraged.
yeah, it's a slow build. It's a slow burn to the public reaction has been a slow burn.
Yeah,
But
because it feels like shit should be getting burned down. Like people should be throwing trash cans through Target windows.
well, I
And,
mean,
and
but you saw what happened at the end of season 3. One guy throws one aluminum can at Homelander's son, and he gets lasered to death.
and they
So
cheered.
yeah, yeah. So that's where it's going. Some people just worship power in any shape or in any form, I think is the message.
Is that what? That's a good message. I like that. I like how you. I like how you did that. I like what you did there.
Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention, Gen V tie-in, the virus. Let's end with that. The virus, I think what Billy is going, like his main arc this season is going to involve uh finding the virus from Gen V, um and maybe potentially trying to let it out and getting stopped, or almost letting it out but then having a change of heart, something like that.
What are the consequences of that virus? And who has it? We know who has the virus, right?
It's yeah, it's a soup killing virus. It was like in the tunnels below the school in
The woods.
Gen V.
In the woods.
In the woods, yeah, exactly. And but then I mean the doctor died, the school's principal died, so it's probably not very well contained
No,
at
what's
the
her name
moment.
took it. The Cinder took it.
Oh.
Remember,
Oh,
she
I
met
forgot
up with
about that.
after she met up with Marie Moreau. She went to the garage to meet up with the doctor from the woods, and he gave her the information and the virus itself, and she blew his head up.
Oh, got it. That's how the doctor died. Okay. My bad. I should have watched the end of Gen B instead of like in addition to season 3. Um yeah, okay. So she has it, but we see Butcher, I think in the trailers we see Butcher go down into the woods and then like stick a needle into one of the um test subjects who died. So I think that's how he gets it.
It's that's going to be interesting. That is so because remember, what's her name? The professor, the one that was in control of Kate,
Mhm.
went and met with the lady that was the contact for Butcher and him, their old boss, or Butcher's old boss.
Mhm.
So Butcher's old boss knows that this thing exists because she met with uh, the lady that was running the woods in the school.
Grace
Uh,
Mallory, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So they met, and because she tried to get her on board, tried to get Butcher's old boss. I can't remember the CIA lady's name,
Grace
but
Mallory, yeah.
oh, Grace Mallory. Okay, yes, Grace Mallory. So Grace Mallory met with the professor, the one that was mind controlling Kate or whatever.
Mhm.
So she knows that the virus exists. And what's to say that she didn't leave that meeting with the professor or the dean and call Butcher, right? Yo, what are you doing? I got something for you. And so I think maybe in season 4 we see that conversation, and that's why Butcher ends up in the woods.
I think it's very possible. But why would she? I don't
Because
know.
she knows how dangerous that is. And although she may not like Soups, she's not trying to kill Soups like that. She's always telling Butcher, to calm it down with that.
Yeah. So
Let
then
go, let go of that.
why
So,
would
but if
she
she
tell
knows
Butcher?
that there's a virus,
Yeah.
because they need to get it, because it could fall into the wrong hands.
Oh, I see. Oh, so okay.
Hey, they got this thing. I need you to retrieve it.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. They know it, and I mean it could be that Mallory sees like the chaos descending on the country and on the world, and then that's why she decides to tell him. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. He's gonna find out one way or the other, so
Hmm.
it's more than possible it's from her.
I think that's a very good way to get him to that spot. But what happens with that virus is probably, the underlying story of season 4.
Yeah,
Maybe not. It may not be the main story. They may be saving that for season 5. Like that might be the big story. When you come down to your end game,
right.
uh, that
The virus,
virus
yeah.
is going to be there.
The virus is the Soldier Boy of season 4.
There you go. Well, hopefully it doesn't take us around in a circle and accomplish nothing.
Right,
Uh,
exactly.
but if Billy thinks he's dying imminently, he's going to have a sense of urgency to do whatever he's got to do now. So whether it's getting that virus, if that gives me a chance to live, uh, you know, maybe if somebody wants to trade, I've got something that can help you with that temp V that you're on, but I need that virus.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so and Butcher may not even know he's going to get the virus. That he doesn't even know that that's what he's picking up or that's what he's looking for. He just knows he's looking for something at this place to take back. It's going to be really interesting to see how this all comes together, but I want to see what happens with this virus definitely in season 4. Even if it's not the focal point of the season, like I need that to be mentioned. I need that to be a part of the story, even if it's like a subplot brewing beneath the surface.
Absolutely. And I think that's a good place to leave it off. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. This is fun. Thank you, the magnificent one.
The magnificent one. Absolutely, absolutely. Make sure you go back at the beginning and introduce us because they listen to a whole hour of us talking and don't know our names.
They don't care.
Okay.